Oh, hey, welcome to A Drink with Derek. And my buddy Nate Armbruster is joining me here. This is the COVID-19 version of this show.
Yeah.
Used to hang out at the bar and record this on my phone. Everything was great. Now now we're all sequestered, shelter in place, and Nate's in Chicago right now. How are you, my friend?
I'm wonderful. Cheers. Good morning.
Cheers. What's your drink of choice, my friend?
Right now, it is iced coffee, and there may or may not be alcohol in it.
I like your approach.
Yes.
Same here.
You know, you got to have morning drinks and night drinks.
It's all about balance.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. Especially
Salon Bob Show coffee mug, by the way. If you never
Cheers.
get a chance to check the podcast, I know you're involved in producing that, which is very cool.
Yeah, I help them edit and stuff.
Nice. You're from Michigan, Livonia, Michigan originally. You now live in Chicago.
Yes.
What is the worst thing about living in Chicago?
Ooh, the worst thing for me has been my access to any food I want at any hour of the day. In Livonia, the suburbs of Detroit, everything shuts down around 10. You can't get anything. And but here, if I want Thai food at 3 a.m., I could get it. And that's dangerous.
And that's the worst thing about there?
To me, yeah. I mean, there's a lot more people. Well, because it's just that as far as that's just for the life changes that I've dealt with since living in a big city versus suburban Michigan, you know?
Yeah, the restaurant choices in Chicago are markedly better than
yeah, I guess it is a weird
Applebee's or Chili's or something like that.
Yeah, I guess it's a weird complaint now that you pointed out, but otherwise, I've been very happy with the everything about it. There's people everywhere, so that's a little annoying, but I'm used to it now, so it doesn't even faze me really.
It's a great city. It's New York without the douchebags.
Yeah, I would agree with that for sure. It's like a Midwest New York.
Yeah, it really is. What's your drink of choice, by the way?
Oh, in general, if we're going alcohol, lately it's been bourbon. I've been on a bourbon kick. I went to the Bourbon Trail last summer and did all the stops and that, and so I got really into it for like a few months, and now I just have a bunch. And being locked inside, it's easy to consume. So that's what I've been into lately.
What else are you gonna do?
Yeah, well, yeah, I do love beer though. Beer's a.
So the Bourbon Trail was down in Kentucky, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was awesome.
How did that work out for you? Did they please tell me you had some kind of a tour bus driver or something that was taking you around?
I had a tour bus driver, and it was a friend of mine who was just driving. That was it. Right. No bus involved, just a rental car.
Just a rental car, and they took you around. That's great. Because I can imagine like the last stop on the Bourbon Trail tour, if you were just driving, would be a parking lot full of mattresses.
Yeah, it's dangerous because it's like we didn't even we didn't pay for any tour bus or anything. It was just us bouncing around, which you got to be careful, and we were. But it at least stops you from getting too crazy. But by the end, you're like, man, maybe we should Uber. Do they have Uber in Kentucky?
You're a mess.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah.
If you weren't doing comedy, you've been doing comedy now for how many years?
About 11. I guess 11 since my first open mic, but I'd say consistently like every week, full time, if you will, probably like 8 or 9 years.
If you weren't doing this, what would you end up doing?
That's a scary thought. Well, do you ever feel like there's nothing else you could do? Because I don't even know. I have no other interests. Like there's nothing. I know people who are passionate about law, and they're like, I'll just be a lawyer, and because I love it, and I'm perfectly fine doing this until the day I die. With comedy, it's like this is going to be a long haul, and I'm going to be broke forever. It's a weird dream, but I think I'd probably end up in retail or something, because I just feel like I would never have had any ambition to do anything else, but I have no really other interests. So luckily,
I mean, right now with this look that you have going right now, I can easily see you working at Guitar Center.
Hey, but the thing is, I don't know shit about guitars, which I guess
is a problem. Look, it's
maybe not at Guitar Center.
First, you get the look, and then you start learning about instruments.
Yes.
Right now, you look like you're qualified enough to go ahead and do that.
Right. Now, if you want to do comedy, you just buy a hoodie.
Yeah, just buy a zip hoodie and a backpack and your little Starbucks gift card.
Yes, and check in on Facebook at an open mic.
Now you're a single guy. You got a girlfriend.
Actually, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, technically.
What's that?
I was gonna say. Well, you mean not married?
Correct.
Yeah.
But I mean, now you as a single guy, I always talk to my single friends about this. Do you cook?
Yes.
You do cook.
Yes.
All right. What do you? What's your favorite? What's your go-to dish?
Oh, anything on a grill. I've gotten and since quarantine, since we've been kind of locked in here, a steak on a skillet. I'm trying to perfect that art, and so far so good. It's been great. But it's just like learning little things. We've been using HelloFresh too. I don't know if you've heard of these meals.
Those are great. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Taught me stuff I never would have known about cooking. It forces you to actually make some shit rather than rather than throwing pizza rolls in the oven or something.
Now, do you ever watch the show Chopped?
I have.
You have?
Mm-hmm.
All right, give me 3 ingredients. Tell me what you would make with this.
Okay.
All right, you got a fruit roll up.
Okay.
An onion.
Okay.
And a puppy.
I would definitely roll the onion into the fruit roll up.
Okay.
And then feed it to the dog. And I don't think
your attitude.
I don't think dogs can have onions though. So
you weren't well. Then he's a way to kill the dog.
As we're everything's backwards on here, but yeah. He's over my shoulder, like, what'd you say? You're gonna feed me some shit that'll kill me?
You're gonna feed me an onion? What?
Yeah. He's like, what the hell?
Now you walk dogs in Chicago. You live right near Wrigley Field. You walk dogs as a side hustle, right?
Yeah, I was before all this, and then believe it or not, when people are forced to not work or live at home full time, work from home, they walk their own dogs.
What kind of lazy pieces of shit are they? Get back inside, play Xbox.
Yeah.
Nate, walk your dog.
So I was doing it really like daily. I was walking I think the first week I did it, I walked about 60 miles that week or something crazy.
Jesus.
Yeah. And I was actually loving it. It was so much fun just because it's easy. And, you can listen to, podcasts, whatever you want, do whatever you want. It's really just, it's hard to mess up. Just don't let the dog, if the dog's alive and safe when you drop it off, that's the main goal.
That's a win.
So, yeah. And it was just easy money. So I loved it. And then as soon as it started, everybody was like, no, there's no walks available, I guess. Or if there is, somebody gets to it before me. So I just gave up.
No, I don't blame you. I mean, what's the weirdest thing? What's the weirdest thing that you had that you saw involving a dog, whether it was obsession from an owner or just interaction with somebody else?
So the area of Chicago I live in, if you don't rent, you own. And if you own, you're crazy rich, right? I mean, to own any property around here is nuts.
Oh, in Wrigleyville, yeah.
Yeah. And I've seen a lot of people pushing dogs in strollers, which kind of bothers me.
The end of days.
Yeah, I don't get that. I don't know. And then the kids like walking next to them. And I'm like,
the kids should walk. They're all fat anyway. So
that's true.
The dog can always get exercise. You can throw the ball at the house, and the dog can run after it. You throw a ball and try to get the kid to run after it. You get Child Protective Services called on.
Right. So, right.
Get that little fat bastard out there exercising.
It is funny though to see somebody like holding their kid's hand and pushing a dog in a stroller. I don't get
beautiful.
That. Yeah.
That's hysterical. Now you're from Detroit originally. Now, does anybody in Chicago even care that you're a Lions fan?
Luckily here, there's a lot of Michigan transplants, so there's a lot of Lions fans here. And I have a winter hat that's a Lions hat, and believe it or not, I don't get a lot of shit talk from it, but I get a lot of people who are like either go Lions if they're a Lions fan, or they'll make the typical Lions joke about them sucking. And it's like the cutest, hackiest Lions suck joke ever, where it's actually funny. Nobody's really aggressive about it. Plus, if you're a Bears fan, it's not like you have it much better. So I don't think people are as it's not like talking about the Tigers.
No, God, yeah.
Yeah, where people are like, at least here they had a World Series. That in Detroit,
right.
we've had a few bleak seasons. So people are like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I know.
It's almost like pity.
Well, no one can give a Lions fan a hard time. I mean, that explains why the bar scene is so
right
over in Chicago. If you got a bunch of Lions fans that live out there, no wonder they're out there drinking.
Right, and there are actual like bars dedicated to a team.
Yeah.
Also, which is cool. In Michigan, you don't really have that. There's not people from every state that just moved to Michigan. Not enough to support a themed bar. But here you can find a bar for any team that you're a fan of. All the way down to college. Everything. So
yeah, same thing out here in Vegas. It's cool. It's cool to go in and hang out with a bunch of fellow people that like to commiserate about your team sucking.
Yeah, right. People that get it.
Yeah, people that understand it. Exactly.
It's like hanging out with other comics.
What's that?
It's like hanging out with other comics.
Yeah, it really is.
Like they understand what you're talking about on a level that like somebody who didn't grow up with it or hasn't been around it won't understand.
What? So you're at home. Movie comes on late night, and you've been out at the bar hanging out with your friends. You just want to sit down. You channel surf. All of a sudden, here comes a movie rolling up on the guide, and you simply can't not watch it. What is that movie for you?
Ooh, so one that I love, Tommy Boy.
Yeah,
Tommy Boy. I can sit down and watch. I could watch it every day and never get sick of it.
Right.
And I don't know what that says about me, but I think it's one of the funniest movies ever. It was also one of the first comedies that I watched when I was little. That was like this is what it taught me what comedy was in a way, that as a genre where you're like, oh, this is funny and it's meant to be funny. Like it was created to be funny, and that blew my mind. And I thought Chris Farley was one of the best ever. So, and I still do. Like you can't touch it. So I think that, and if it's already 25 years old or something, the movie, and it still holds up. There's still stuff that I catch that I, jokes or things that I just never picked up on, and it's still funny to me.
See, sadly, mine's Roadhouse, and that's not even funny, but that's the funniest movie in the world to me.
It is a classic.
I see Roadhouse scroll up, I'm like, I gotta watch it now.
And that's one that's always on too. It's always on like AMC or some shit or TBS.
I can't imagine the royalties
they're
making off of that movie. That's insane. What is who would be to you, whether you've seen this person or not, with or without makeup, who would be the scariest person without makeup?
Okay, I was thinking about this, and I immediately go to famous people because in most cases you never know what they actually look like. Right. And I'd have to go with either like a Michael Jackson or like Donald Trump. I don't think we know what Donald Trump actually looks like. Like we don't know what he physically, like his suits are too big for him. And so you can't really get a shape of his body. You can't really tell you just can't tell what he looks like.
Yeah, it's almost like he's wearing like his dad's suit. Like remember when you were little and you put on your dad's suit?
That's a great description.
Walk around the house and it's ill-fitting, it's falling off you. That's him. Exactly.
That's one of the main things that bothers me about him is that he doesn't have a tailor, and he's supposed to be a billionaire. Like my suit fits and I'm broke. I shouldn't have a suit anyway. But
did you ever see Kathy Griffin without makeup?
No.
Oh, Google it.
I feel
she looks like she should be in Gate 4 at Preakness.
Gate 4.
That is the scariest human being on the planet without makeup.
Jesus Christ.
So for you, it's Trump without makeup, and for me, it would be Kathy Griffin without makeup.
Yes. Yeah, and I think that guy's got to be wearing a lot of makeup, right? It's something. It's got something, Donald Trump.
Oh yeah, he's orange.
That's not a natural color.
That's not. No, it's just that he's always got that like kind of ring around his eyes, like he was out on the boat all day.
Yeah.
Or fishing or something like that, or whatever.
Yeah. I just love the description though. That's a perfect way to put it. Like he was out on the boat all day.
It is, exactly. Oh, time for my briefing.
Yep. Got to get off the boat.
Dude, where can everybody find you at? What's your website and all your social media stuff here, brother?
All right, my website's under construction, but everything social media is just at Nate Comedy. Easy to find me. I post a lot of stuff. I have a podcast as well. It's called One Crazy Story, but I've changed the name like right now to the Nate Armbruster Show. So if you can't find it under that name, search the Nate Armbruster Show. Send me a message if you can't find it. I don't know, but yeah, it's fun. You've done it.
Well, and find you on Twitter too, because your Twitter posts are hilarious. And when you go ahead and stick those on Instagram too, those are an absolute riot. Very
yeah. Thank you so much.
Very creative, very well done. So definitely find Nate when he comes rolling into your town, brother. Always good to see you, and let's get together in real life next time with some actual beverages. Right?
Cheers, my friend.
See you, buddy. Perfect.